What's up, guys? This is Ryan Johnson with moneybass.com, and today we're going to be out on the lake taking a look at how to set up your casting rings. But first, let me check out a little something. Oh yeah, gotta love that sound. Alright guys, let's go ahead and head out on the lake and see what we got in store for today. I wanted to give a real quick thanks to the guys that have been continually supporting the channel. Just want to give a few quick shout outs. We have Mike Gardner, C219 Troll, Roy Wimberly Jr., 362nd Campbell, K107H, F2347T. That's a new guy, I haven't seen you before, but glad to have you here and supporting the channel. We also have Fishhawk90 Tracker, Brian Grigsby, Brian Baker, Rip Rap, Darren Pearson, Renegade Anglers. It's a lot of you guys that have been showing up, leaving comments. I really appreciate the participation. But today, what we're going to get into, like I said, is how to set up your casting rings. And as you saw previously on the video where I showed you how to set up your side imaging, how to set up and dial in your 360 imaging. And again, guys, there are a lot of these features that can be found on Garmin and Lowrance, so this will be helpful to you guys also. And if any of you guys are running those units along with Humminbird, please leave some comments down in the comment section to help the guys out that also have Garmin and Lowrance. But generally what I do, a lot of these things can be done right off of the boat ramp. So as soon as you're getting on the water, for this, what I like to do is just head straight out, and as you can see in just a second, we're passing up one of these buoy markers. So I'm going to use that buoy marker just as a quick description of what I'm going to do today. I'm going to use that buoy marker right there, set a waypoint on that buoy marker, and then gradually move away from that buoy marker and set my casting rings based on the distance that I'm casting from that buoy marker. And what you can do is use that as a representation of your underwater cover. Say it's a brush pile, rock pile, trees, or something like that. So in actual situation, that will be something under the water that you can't see, but knowing that you have a waypoint there and having those casting rings ready and available will help you pinpoint those casts and get it to go maybe 10 to 15 feet past where that cover is at, so that you can bring those fish out of that structure and out of that cover. Or if it's a rock pile or something like that, and you want to make sure that your shaky head, Carolina rig, crankbait, or anything like that gets down and covers that area, that casting ring will let you know that you are casting far enough past what your target is, so that you can bring your lure right through that area and hit that the high percentage area the way that you want. But let's go ahead and get lined up, guys, and let's get into it. All right, so we are up here at the front of the boat, and the first thing we're going to do is just ease right up next to a buoy marker. And what we're doing is just using this as a visual of the actual waypoint that we're gonna place on the unit itself. So what I'm gonna do is ease right up on this thing, get my trolling motor right next to it, and then just reach down here and mark that spot. So now I have a waypoint right here at this buoy. And one other thing to take into consideration is if you're doing this on a windy day, for example, you want to keep the distance of your cast in mind, because if you're casting and the wind is helping to carry your bait further than what your normal cast would be, then this may be a little off. So you want to make sure you keep that into consideration. And also, if you're casting into the wind, you may not be able to cast the distance that you would on just a regular day that's not windy or anything. So I'm going to get in a location where I can hit the spot lock and just stay pretty steady and not have to worry about the wind and things like that. But let me go ahead and get this boat lined up, guys. So here we go. There's the buoy marker, and what you want to do is just go to your mapping screen. So just hit the exit key to get to the mapping screen. Let me clear these old tracks out of here. Clear tracks. All right, so there we go. All right, so I have some other waypoints on there. Let me just clear. Nah, I'll leave those waypoints on there for now. Let me go on this one, exit out of here, and put this one on the mapping screen. So this one has a Lake Master chip in here. That's the unit at the top. This one on the bottom has a Navionics chip in it. And what you'll find on the Navionics chip is you can zoom this one in to 10 feet, which will give you a more accurate distance as far as how far you are away from your waypoint whenever you're trying to get directly on top of a waypoint. This one right here on the Lake Master, that goes to 20 feet. So we'll just kind of use both of those to kind of gauge where we're at. So we know that the waypoint is right here. On the screen is showing the buoy markers right here, but obviously we just put that mark and it's right up there. So what we will do is go to menu twice. You want to go over to nav, and we have casting rings. So casting rings currently is set at 65 feet. Let's go ahead and leave that at 65. On this unit down here, you want to hit menu twice. Go down to nav and casting rings. That one is set on 80 feet. So since I have two units, I can go ahead and set, well, let me just set both of them on 65 on the same thing. Then we'll exit back out. Exit back out. All right, now what we're looking for is that waypoint 47. And what we'll do is use this. So there's the waypoint right here. And this circle right here is at a 65 foot radius around that waypoint. So we're going to get right on top of that line. And once we hit that line, we'll know we're at 65 feet. And I can already tell you that 65 feet is going to be very close. And I'm not sure if the camera is kind of doing it justice to how close I'll actually be to the buoy marker. But if you kind of think of it as your boat is about 20 feet long, so at 65 feet, that's basically 3 boat lengths. And a cast can easily go past 3 boat lengths. All right, so I hit the spot lock. And let's just see, I'm kind of drifting a little bit because of the current. But what we want to make sure is that the boat icon is sitting right on top of that line right there. And another feature that I actually forgot to mention is once I hit spot lock, the casting ring is also around the spot lock. So I can see that it's inside of that circle for the spot lock. So let me exit out of that and just hit spot lock again. And what I'll do is I'll just kind of line the boat up with that casting ring there. But I'm hoping you guys are getting the gist of it. You're just kind of trying to get lined up on the casting ring, and then you'll know that this is currently set at 65 feet away. Now, let me go ahead and do a few casts, take a few casts, and see how far I'm casting past that buoy. And let me just show you the buoy. It's right there. Like I said, I don't know if the camera would do it justice so that you can see actually how close that is. That is not a far cast at all. But let me go ahead and make a few casts, guys. All right, so actually it turns out that 65 feet is perfect for me and my casting distance. It allows me to cast maybe, it looks like it's going maybe about 15 feet or so past that buoy. So let's say if that was a brush pile or some type of structure that's underwater or cover underwater that you can't see, I'm getting it far enough past it. So even if it was a Carolina rig, shaky head, or anything like that, I'm throwing it far enough past that cover so that once it hits bottom or it's on top, it's past that cover, and I can pull it back on top of it or pull it through it all the way from one side to the other and cover that the best way that I need to. And just keep in mind, you're making 2, 3, 4, 5 casts. If you have them accurate like that, you can pull up to a spot, pinpoint those casts, don't get a bite, pack up, take off to the next spot. Be sure you guys leave some questions down in the comment section. Like I said, I got everything lined up on the first try this time, but it's pretty much that simple. It's something that you just need to take the time, take a few minutes to do. As you see it, maybe you can finish this in maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, but that will save you a lot of time on the water, on the days, months, weeks that you don't have to do this, and you know and feel confident that whenever you pull up to a spot, you're getting the job done. All right, so there we go. That's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, comments, any tips or things you'd like to add, or if you've done this yourself and see a few things that could have been done differently or a little bit better, please leave it in the comments. We're here to help each other out, guys, and make sure we all have a good day out on the water. All right, leave a comment, like, subscribe, and definitely share these videos. Again, these tips will be every Tuesday and Thursday when we will go over electronics. I will also be putting out my tournament videos and just other information that's pertinent to guys that are really interested in fishing and guys that want to do better on the lake and always have a good day out there. All right, guys, see you on the next one.
You want to go over to NAB, and we have casting rings. So casting rings currently is set at